always a privilege really to see someone like Iglesias. He has been at the very top level for such a long time. Bronze medalist in the 2008 Olympic Games, world champion the year after that, Olympic champion in 2012, achieved that again 9 years later in Tokyo. WSB winner, Pan Am gold medalist, American Championship gold medalist. He's done everything multiple times, and to still have the hunger and the desire and the dedication to be at this level, well, it's impressive, it really is.
And now, bring out his opponent to the ring, fighting out of the black corner, representing the Hashemite Kingdom of Jordan, it's Zeyadeashesh.
And Iglesias will have bad memories of the last time that these two met, because it was in the World Championships in Belgrade, just weeks really after we'd seen Iglesias win gold in Tokyo. There was a head clash after seconds of the first round, and Ashesh got the decision. He got the decision, and through he went. Brother of Hussein, these two both Olympians and a recent silver medalist at the Asian Championships in front of a home crowd in Jordan as well. Zeyadeashesh went out early in Tokyo, but he is a good fighter.
Ladies and gentlemen, this bout is sanctioned by the IBA and the UAE Boxing Federation for 5 3-minute rounds in a men's light middleweight 71 kg division matchup. Your 5 judges being represented here tonight ringside are from India, Estonia, Tunisia, Italy, and Kyrgyzstan. And finally, when the action begins, your man in the center of the ring from the United Arab Emirates, we have referee Sultan Al-Wali. And now, ladies and gentlemen, reintroducing first, fighting out of the gold corner, he stands 178 centimeters tall, weighing in officially at 70.35 kgs. Presenting the former 2012 London Olympian and the current 2020 Tokyo Olympian, lightweight, light middleweight, 71 kg division champion. Ladies and gentlemen, damas y caballeros, representando Vina del Rio de Cuba, Roniel Iglesias. And now, introducing his opponent, fighting out of the black corner, he stands 173 centimeters tall, weighing officially at 70.8 kgs. He is the current 2022 ASBC Asian Elite Men's Silver Medalist, Zeyadeashesh Min Amman Jordan, presenting Zeyadeashesh. Our boxers are ready. Referee Sultan Al-Wali will now be giving his final instructions to the boxers.
So, as I mentioned, when these two met in Belgrade, it was very short-lived. It was exactly the kind of circumstance you don't want to see in the ring. Head clash early. The judges have to give what they've seen one way or the other, and it was in the other ring. It was in ring A. I was covering ring B for those 2 weeks, and I'd imagine Ashesh landed a couple,
no
maybe
holding,
just one.
no listen my
seconds, and that will be enough, because that's all the judges have got to go on. He got the decision, and Iglesias went out. That first gold in London was at 64 kilos. The second in Tokyo at 69, and I think we'll see Iglesias again in Paris at 71. That is an Olympic weight, so that worked out pretty well for him, actually. For other fighters, not so much, because it's 7 men's weight divisions and 6 for the women in Paris. So the parameters are quite wide. Iglesias just on top of his man there, that front foot nice and close. He let his hands go. Ashesh just dips off to his left-hand side and looks to try and shovel that right over the top, but Iglesias busy with the hands. Good jab to the body there from Ashesh. Off the body movement from the Jordanian. And again, right into the body, followed by a left. Decent start from him. Tucking up there, Iglesias. Uses those feet and uses the ropes well too, but there was a right hand in there from Eashesh. Good purchase on that uppercut, good distance, dug his toes in there, Iglesias. He didn't travel all that far, but he's a kind of puncher, Iglesias, who I think digs a bit harder than he looks like he does. He works around that front foot. He's very rarely out of distance. And again, the left hand just snakes through there. Short, sharp shots, that's what he looks to throw. Eashesh winding up a little bit more from the outside itself. Good right hand there. I think it was mainly taken on the gloves, but it was solid. Switch southpaw there briefly, Eashesh. Jab to the body and then through that right. He pulls off that right hand a bit. Eashesh doesn't really manage to snap it straight down the middle. So he's got to be right up close to be able to find a home for it. Clever from Iglesias. Eashesh may have felt the referee would get involved there. Iglesias, though, let him go and then started punching. Good opening round this as we head into the final minute. Nice combination from Iglesias. He's got an awful lot of experience in this 5-round format. WSB winner. Boxed a lot of times in that format, World Series boxing. When Iglesias gets tight, he's looking to land that right hand, and it goes into the body again there from Eashesh. Not been much in this opening round. Bell goes. The Cuban takes a seat over on the far side of the ring. And there's that right hand. That's what he's looked for most of the time. He'll dip off to the left and then throw that right. As I mentioned, he's got to be quite tight in to land it. Some decent body work, but there are those chipping shots from Iglesias. As I said, there wasn't an awful lot in that opening round. And the top that the trainers got on in the corner there for Iglesias, the Cuba Domadores, that was the name of the World Series boxing team. I was ringside when they lost to the Astana Arlans in 2015. That was an epic match. And a year later in Tashkent, when they won in great style 9-1 against the British Lionhearts, in a team that barely changed really over a 3-4 year spell. Talking about the likes of Ioannis Argalagos, Gosbani Vaitia, Andy Cruz, Robeisy Ramirez. Cruz boxed quite a lot at bantamweight. Ramirez went missing for a bit. Lazaro Alvarez, Yasniel Toledo, Iglesias, Arlen Lopez, Julio de Cruz, Eruslandi Savon. It was a team. Just looking at the referee there, Iglesias. I think he feels like Eashesh every now and again is just slipping one around the back, and that may well be the case, but you just have to get on with it. Again with that raking left hand, he falls in after it a bit, Eashesh, and again there, Iglesias that time managed to just dip in below it, but he'll throw that right hand, he'll commit to it, Eashesh, and move onto the shoulder. He loses his balance a bit sometimes, and Iglesias has got to find a way of just maybe taking that half step back and trying to catch him as he comes in and throws it, because he is quite open when he throws it. And those short, sharp shots from Iglesias, they don't have to travel as far as that wide right hand, but he's struggling with it a bit at the minute, the Cuban, and it's working well for Eashesh. Iglesias, I think, maybe just waiting a bit too long swings himself off balance there as he looks for the right hand. This is a good round for Ashesh. His second round, I would say so far this is his. Long way to go. Front foot just slipped on the advertising logo in the centre of the ring there. Threw the right hand a little bit straight there, but again just digs those toes in, throws that right. That was clumsy, but again, as I say, he commits to it. He threw the right hand, it left him totally out of position really, but then just threw it again. Right hand into the body there from Ashesh. Good shot. And the two brothers, Zeyadeashesh and Hussein, really representing Jordan over the last few years. Hussein now down at heavyweight. Good right hand to the body there. A couple of nice uppercuts to the body there from Ashesh, and lands a left hand too. He's just beating Iglesias to the punch here. He's got the busier hands. And at the minute, the sharper hands. Good left hand there though from Iglesias. He left himself slightly open there, Ashesh. I think we're going to get a terrific rounds 3, 4 and 5 here, because I think the Cuban knows that he needs to provide a bit of a response. The first round was very tight. The second round was the black corner for me, above me. I don't think there could be too much doubt about that. So Iglesias, well, he could be 2 rounds down here. Could be 1 apiece, but he could be 2 down. Right into the body again there. And there's that right hand, as I say, he commits to it. Fell in behind it there, but he moves onto the shoulder. Iglesias has taken his feet all the way out, so he's in no position to do anything about it. Combination to the body there from Ashesh. And he just finds interesting little angles with it too at times. I was just talking about his brother towards the end of the round, Hussein, who I first saw up super heavy qualifying for Rio over in China. Now slimmed down to heavyweight, and those two really flying the flag. Good to see how boxing is growing around the world. Jordan, a decent example of that, with the success that those two have had, and the recent Asian Boxing Championships in Jordan. Right hand to the body there from Ashesh again at the start of the round. He has to get his feet close. Good combination there from Iglesias. So he's got to commit, and every time you commit, you are taking a bit of a risk. But it's working for him. Left hand to the body there from Ashesh, and again there he made a couple of mistakes there. He came in, his balance was off, he came over the top of that front foot, but because Iglesias had just taken his feet all the way back, he couldn't do anything about it. These two just trading up close here. This is great stuff to watch. Iglesias got through with some decent shots there, but Ashesh just holding his ground, landed a few of his own as well. Great exchange. There's that right again, landing into the body as Iglesias comes forward. The Cuban has just got to keep that work rate high and try and find the gaps here on the inside. He's doing a good job of it there. Again, just moves in behind that right hand, and then just looking into the corner. He kind of throws that left foot wide, throws the right hand wide, and whether he lands it or not, he just comes forward. There was a nice left hand on the inside there from Ashesh, and then Iglesias just trying to manhandle him a bit. Just over a minute remaining in round 3, and again, there's not an awful lot in this round. And Iglesias, I think, needs this round, because whichever way that first one has gone, he's lost the second round. So he needs this one. Left hand into the body from Iglesias, but as he stumbles forward, he gets caught with a couple there. Good jab from Iglesias, just clipped the chin there of Ashesh as he came forwards. Well, these two just nicking a little bit of a rest as we head towards the final 30 seconds. And Iglesias just trying to trade off with that right hand on the inside, and again there, great example of exactly what Eashesh is doing, particularly as he gets a little bit more tired maybe, moving onto the shoulder behind that right hand, moving straight onto the shoulder. It's a good plan because it means you can grab hold of your opponent, maybe get a little bit of a breather if possible, but it also just makes it really difficult to counter that single shot. And again, moving those feet in, he's never found a way, Iglesias, in this fight. Very unusually for him, when faced with that kind of attack, just to step off to the side and try and catch him on the way forward. He's pulled back in straight lines, and Eashesh has just chased him down across the ring. Well, that was taken on the gloves, but then he goes down below. And again there, and he's landed that right hand a lot, and there's a good lead left from Eashesh as well. I've got him ahead here. Short little left hand, and that's good upper body movement from Iglesias, but he's being outworked. He is being outworked. So rounds 4 and 5 coming up here. Iglesias, as I say, has got a ton of experience over this 5-round format. Eashesh has not. Not sure what's going on here. Maybe a little bit too much. Well, he's just getting towelled down at the start of the round. That's slightly unusual. Sometimes if there's a bit too much Vaseline, the referee will need that removed. Maybe that was the case. There's a good left hand from Eashesh, and that's a great example of what's been happening in this fight. Iglesias is letting his hands go, but Eashesh is having the final word in almost every exchange. Left hand to the body there again from the Jordanian. These two just wrestling. Iglesias trying to find a bit of room for that left hand. Nothing right hand, didn't land absolutely clean, but they were in front of each other there, and it was Eashesh who was the keener to get off first and let those hands go. And he's just found it difficult to deal with Iglesias, this style of Eashesh, where he'll launch that right hand and, as I say, follow it in. Left hand there from Iglesias, and Eashesh is more useful on the inside probably than you think he's going to be. There doesn't seem to be room sometimes, but then he'll just shorten up that right hand somehow, get that bend in the elbow, and find a gap. Right hand to the body there from Eashesh, and a left as well, as these two just pile onto each other's shoulder. A minute remaining in round 4, and again, there's a couple of scoring shots from Eashesh, just little dabs to the body. One to the right hand, in behind it, onto the shoulder. And as I've been saying all the way through, Iglesias has struggled to find an answer for it. And again there, and it just surprises me that a fighter like Iglesias just hasn't been able to take that little step off to the side, just get off the punching line and catch Eashesh as he comes forward, because, as I say, the balance isn't always there. Good left hand from Iglesias. Well, bell goes to the end of the 4th, and Eashesh with a nod as he comes back to the corner. I've got him ahead here. I've got him ahead by a decent margin too. He needs a big, big final round for me, Iglesias here. 5 scoring judges are ringside, they're the ones that matter, of course. Just grabs hold on the inside there. Short right hand just catches Iglesias as he was on his way in, and right hand to the body. It's quite unorthodox at times from Eashesh, but it's cleverer than it looks, the way he's able to use that right hand. Champions night, and that is very, very apt when you're watching somebody like Roniel Iglesias. He is a multiple champion in all sorts of different competitions. He's done the clean sweep, Olympics, World Championships, Pan Am Games, American Championships. Hundreds and hundreds of amateur fights. But he's up against it here. For me, he is anyway into the 5th and final round. He needs to win this final round, and I think win it comprehensively. Could do with a 10-8 here maybe, the way I'm looking at it, but my card very much unofficial. Referee just talking to Iglesias about holding, talking to both of them about the same thing there actually. I don't think there's been too much of that really. They've come together a lot basically due to the style. Just dips off to his left hand side there, throws the right hand over the top, and again it got through enough to register with the judges. He is very reliant on that right hand, Eashesh, but he's not a one-trick pony with it. Lands it to the body again there. He can land it almost any which way. He looks for the uppercut there. Body combination there from Eashesh as Iglesias came in, and again there, lands again. Heads almost coming together there, as they did, as I mentioned, so early on at the World Championships. Nice jab from Eashesh, and then that right hand into the body. That's worked really, really well for him. And again, moves in behind the jab. You see just the way he commits with that front foot. He just throws that right hand. And Iglesias he's kind of stayed on the tracks in this fight. It's been like a train on the track and has just stayed on it. Either held his ground and Eashesh has kind of run into it, or he's just pulled back, but along that same track. Right hand looked like it might be a little bit low there from Eashesh, but the referee let it go. Right hand there from Eashesh. Made contact pretty much on the thigh of Iglesias. Good left hand to the body there from the Jordanian. So again, he's finishing strong. He's got it in the tank here to box 5 rounds. And that was a question. And there's a head clash, I think, because there's a little cut on the left thigh there of Iglesias. And I'm assuming that was a head clash. He might not have been. He's blinking. He's wiping the blood away. Final few seconds. And for me, Roniel Iglesias, the double Olympic gold medalist, has been well beaten here by Zeyadeashesh. A very good performance from the Jordanian. He is all action. It's a little bit messy at times. It's maybe not one absolutely for the purists, but that's a good performance. He worked very hard, and with that right hand, as I say, he is cleverer than he looks, because he has managed to land it in all sorts of different ways, and that's a big victory. It was a strange win at the World Championships for him. Left hand to the body there, onto the inside. He finds just enough room, and whilst Iglesias feels like he's getting a hold there and there's not enough room for him to work, Eashesh has managed to find room to work himself. That's a really good performance. The first round was tight, but after that I thought he won rounds 2, 3, 4 and 5. Eashesh, I've got it absolutely clear. And that will give him an enormous amount of confidence. 24 years old, 10 years Iglesias' junior. And coming into this off the back of a silver at the Asian Championships. And And he looks confident in the centre of the ring there. He looks confident. Okay, here comes Rishi. Let's get the decision.
Ladies and gentlemen, this bout comes to a close after completing 5 3-minute rounds in a men's light middleweight 71 kg division matchup. Before we go to the scorecards, we'd like to kindly invite into the ring our VIP guest presenting the legendary former heavyweight, light heavyweight, super middleweight, and middleweight division champion, Roy Jones Jr.
Always great to see Superman, one of my all-time favourites. I'd love it if he gave us a song later on. He did that in Republic Square in Belgrade on International Boxing Day last August. It was tremendous. It was raining, people's spirits were dampened, and then all of a sudden there he was, giving us all "You Must Have Forgotten" and "Can't Be Touched."
Ladies and gentlemen, this bout comes to a close after completing 5 3-minute rounds in a men's light middleweight 71 kg division matchup. Before we go to the scorecards, we'd like to kindly inform our guests here that the IBA is giving a donation fund of $30,000 and $20,000 for our winner and runner-up. All your judges see it the same way, ruling in favor of your winner by points, declared by unanimous decision to the black corner, man and man Jordan, Zeyadeashesh.
Big win that for Zeyadeashesh. Huge win. And you can see what it means to him, because Iglesias is a legend of the game. Double Olympic gold medalist. He's done everything. Absolutely everything. And he did beat him at the World Championships, Ashesh, but we know what happened. It was an early head clash and a complete lottery, but that was not a lottery. That was a very good performance. And he takes that 30,000 check, which he will certainly enjoy, but it's about the win and where that might take him on the next stage of his career. Iglesias will know that he was well beaten there tonight.